Hi everyone, Mango Sirene here with Arda wigs to demonstrate a new material called Tomei Clay. The best way to think of it is like a sculpting resin. I've been trying it out and I think you'll have a lot of fun using it too. I recently used this stuff to make the light up stars from my Moa wig from Show by Rock, so I'd like to share some tips on using it and also explain how I made these. So let's get started. Your Tomei Clay will arrive in a small plastic box. Inside you'll find instructions and a packet that has gloves and the two clay parts in it. Part A is the base and colorant, and Part B is the curing agent. Heads up, you'll also want to buy the release agent to prevent the clay from sticking to your gloves and work surface, and this cutting tool that was made specifically for Tomei Clay. Both will make your life much easier. Before getting started, make sure to lay out a sheet of wax paper on your work surface. If it's particularly hot, you may need to cool the resin in the fridge first, or if it's very cold, you may need to heat it up. Today, the temperature happened to be just right. Thank you, air conditioning. First step, unwrap everything. Tomei Clay comes in 12 different colors, and for this example, I'm using rose. The base is pretty solid, but the curing agent is sticky like taffy. That's why it's important to spray some of the release agent on your gloves and the cutting tool before getting to work. Tomei Clay should be mixed at a 1 to 2 part ratio, so cut 1 part of the base and 2 parts of the curing agent. You can use a scale to get very precise with these measurements, or you can just eyeball it like I did. Once you have everything cut out, roll each part around in your hands to soften them. I found the best way to mix the 2 parts is to roll them into long worms, then twist those worms together. Roll that into another worm, then roll the worm into a snail. Form the snail into a small ball, then repeat until the color is fully integrated. This method will help prevent air bubbles from forming and you get to make cute little worms and snails, I guess. It'll take around 4 to 5 minutes to mix completely and you'll know it's ready when the clay becomes shiny. To control the opacity of your clay, you can add clear colorant to make it more transparent. For these light up stars, I wanted them to be semi-translucent so the light could shine easily through them. As I said, Tomei Clay can be sculpted, but you can also use it with molds. To form the stars, I used a silicone star mold purchased on Amazon. First, spray the mold with release agent, then press the Tomei Clay firmly into each crevice, making sure to avoid those pesky air bubbles. After that, pop the clay into the fridge for approximately 15 hours. When it cures completely, it'll be stiff and you can pry it out of the mold and break off any edges. To make the stars light up, I used a strand of simple twinkle LEDs. You want to make sure that the lights you're using don't emit any heat, otherwise that could cause the clay to soften and warp. Like I said, Tomei Clay comes in different colors, so just for fun I played around with mixing different colors together. You can do this to get essentially every color you may need for your cosplay pieces. My favorite combination was mixing the gold and the rose colorants to create this pink galaxy shade. And lastly, if you don't have a mold, you can also use Tomei Clay, like clay, to sculpt different shapes. Overall, I'm really excited about using this stuff more in future projects. Keep in mind, it does have a pretty steep learning curve, but with a bit of practice, it can be used to make some gorgeous pieces. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Good luck, and as always, happy cosplay!